Come closer. Set aside whatever you're carrying today and take a deep breath. Let's step into a space where stories connect us, no matter who we are or where we come from. Let's gather around this digital fireside, as people have always gathered to share tales that matter. Imagine the warmth, the glow, the sense of belonging that comes from being together, even across screens. Forget the noise of the world outside for a moment. Let the distractions fade and allow yourself to listen, not just with your ears, but with your heart. I want to tell you a story, one that's been whispered through generations, passed from parent to child, friend to friend, shaping lives along the way. It's from a book called 1 Samuel. But don't worry, this isn't a lecture or a history lesson. It's an invitation to see ourselves in an ancient tale. This is a story about us, about people who felt lost and longed for a leader, who wondered if anyone truly understood their hopes and fears. The people of Israel were at a crossroads, their wise leader Samuel growing old, his sons unfit to lead. They faced uncertainty, just as we all do at times, looking at other nations with their powerful kings. Israel wanted what they had. They dreamed of strength, of security, of someone to follow. We've all felt that, thinking, if only I had what they have, life would be better. It's a longing that echoes through every generation. This story doesn't judge. It invites us to understand our own hearts, to reflect on what we truly seek and why. It's about the search for security, the longing for a hero, and where true strength is found, not in crowns or titles, but in something deeper. We'll meet a reluctant king, someone who never expected to lead and who struggled with doubt and fear, and a young shepherd whose courage came from faith, not size. His story reminds us that greatness often comes from the most unexpected places. Their journey is a timeless map for our own choices and search for meaning, guiding us through the twists and turns of life. This isn't just history, it's a mirror. So as we begin, let's open our minds and hearts. Let the story begin. Picture the elders of Israel, anxious and restless, gathered beneath the shade of ancient olive trees. Their faces are lined with worry, their voices hushed but urgent. The weight of their people's future presses heavily on their shoulders. They approach Samuel, the prophet and judge, with a request that will change the course of their nation's history, asking Samuel for a king. "You are old, and your sons do not follow your ways," they say, their words heavy with disappointment and fear for what lies ahead. "Appoint a king to lead us, like other nations." They longed for security, for a sense of order and strength that seemed to elude them. They wanted a leader they could see and follow, someone tangible to rally behind in uncertain times. Their hearts ached for a quick fix for their fears, a visible solution to invisible anxieties. Samuel was heartbroken, not just for himself, but for the people he loved. He felt the sting of rejection, but even more, he grieved for what this request revealed about their hearts. It wasn't just about leadership, it was about trust. What did it mean for their relationship with God, who had guided them so faithfully? For generations, God had led them through prophets, speaking wisdom and hope into their lives, guiding them through deserts and dangers. But now, the people turned away from that invisible guidance, longing instead to be like everyone else around them. Samuel warned them, a king would bring taxes, forced service, and burdens they had never known. The freedom they enjoyed would be traded for the rule of a man. But the people insisted, "We want a king over us, to lead us and to fight our battles." Their voices rose in unity, determined and unwavering. They craved a champion, someone to stand at the front, to give them confidence and direction in the face of threats. In their desperation, they chose comfort over faith, control over trust. They wanted certainty, even if it meant giving up something sacred. Their story reminds us, sometimes the solutions we crave aren't what we truly need. The easy answer can come with hidden costs. Our desire for control, for something we can grasp, can lead us away from the deeper strength that comes from trust and faith. The Israelites wanted a king they could see, a leader who looked powerful and reassuring. But in doing so, they turned away from a God they had to trust, a God who asked for faith in the unseen. Their choice was deeply human and deeply flawed. It was a decision born of fear, not faith. It's a warning for us all. Be careful what you wish for, and consider the true cost of your desires. The longing to fit in, to have what others have, can lead us down a path we never intended to walk. The cost of fitting in can be higher than we think, sometimes leaving us more lost than before. Sometimes, faith means choosing the unseen over the obvious, and trusting that what is invisible may be the very thing that saves us. God heard their cry, their voices rising in unison, filled with desperation and hope, and told Samuel, "Listen to them and give them a king." It was a moment of divine instruction, a pivotal point in their journey. Why grant a request rooted in fear? Because true faith can't be forced, it must be chosen. The heart must willingly embrace belief. God let them walk their chosen path, knowing consequences are often our best teachers. Each step they took was a lesson in faith and resilience. He didn't abandon them. He walked with them, even in their mistakes. His presence was a constant guiding light. This moment shows a patient, loving guide who lets us learn through living. It's a testament to divine patience and understanding. We all make choices, some wise, some we regret. Each decision shapes our journey, teaching us valuable lessons. God's response shows that even our detours don't put us beyond His reach. His love and guidance are ever present, even in our missteps. He uses our choices to teach us, so we might return to Him with understanding. Every experience is a step towards greater wisdom. So Samuel anointed a king, and Israel was about to get what it asked for. It was a moment of fulfillment and new beginnings. This is a gentle reminder. What we want isn't always what's best. Sometimes our desires lead us astray. Are we seeking a quick fix, or building on lasting faith? The choice is ours, and it shapes our destiny. The search for a king led to Saul, a humble young man from a small tribe. He looked the part, tall, handsome, but inside, he was insecure and reluctant. Saul didn't seek power, it found him. At first he listened to Samuel, led bravely, and united the people. His early victories made him a hero, the king Israel wanted. But success changed him. The praise of the people became intoxicating. Humility faded, replaced by pride and impatience. Saul's downfall began not with evil, but with small compromises. His story is a warning. Power can corrupt, and fear can guide us astray. True leadership isn't about appearances, it's about a humble, obedient heart. Saul's rise and fall reflect our own struggles with approval and insecurity. Saul's first major failure came during a tense standoff with the Philistines. Samuel told him to wait, but Saul, afraid and impatient, offered the sacrifice himself. Samuel arrived and declared, "You have done a foolish thing. You have not kept God's command." Saul's kingdom was lost. Not because of the act, but the fear behind it. He trusted his own timing over God's promise. Later, Saul disobeyed again, sparing the Amalekite king and livestock. When confronted, he made excuses, blaming others. Samuel's words cut deep. To obey is better than sacrifice. Saul's partial obedience was complete rebellion. His failures were small compromises, born from fear and a need for approval. He lost his crown, not for being evil, but for ceasing to listen to God. Power hardened his heart. Saul's story is a sobering lesson character, and a listening heart matter more than early success. As Saul's reign faded, God chose the unexpected, a shepherd boy named David. Samuel visited Jesse's house. The obvious choices weren't God's choice. David, the youngest, was out tending sheep. God told Samuel, "This is the one." The Lord looks at the heart, not outward appearance. David's courage was forged in solitude, protecting sheep from lions and bears. His faith grew in quiet moments, not public battles. When he faced Goliath, he relied on his sling and his God, not the king's armor. "You come with sword and spear, but I come in the name of the Lord." David's confidence was in God, not himself. He was a man after God's own heart, not perfect, but always turning back to God. His story shows that true strength is built in unseen moments of faithfulness. Leadership is about heart, not status. The search for leadership is as relevant today as ever. In a world crowded with voices, how do you stand out? Like David choosing his sling, creators today need the right tools. VidIQ is a modern tool to help your voice be heard, analyzing trends, finding keywords, and guiding your growth. It's about working smarter, not harder. If you're a creator, check the link below for VidIQ. It could be your sling in the digital battlefield. Now, let's return to our story and see what Saul and David teach us about leadership. Saul and David's stories are a masterclass in leadership and faith. Saul had the look and approval, but lacked a heart submitted to God. His need for control and public approval led to his downfall. Outward success means nothing if inner character is crumbling. David, the underdog, was chosen for his heart and relationship with God. True leadership comes from humility, integrity, and trust. David's courage was rooted in faith, forged in quiet moments. The Israelites chose a king for appearances. God chose for the heart. This challenges us. Do we choose what looks good or what is wise and lasting? The message of 1 Samuel, trust God over your own understanding. It's not about perfection, but direction. Are we moving toward faith or fear? Lead with humility, choose with wisdom, and guard your heart. As our story ends, we're left with echoes of ancient lives and timeless lessons. 1 Samuel isn't a fairy tale. It's a real exploration of faith, fear, and leadership. We all face moments like Israel, Saul, and David, tempted by quick fixes, pressured to compromise, or called to face giants with faith. The story invites us to see ourselves in these characters and choose wisely. The most important battles are within our own souls. Obedience is better than sacrifice. The heart is our greatest treasure. Let this story be more than a tale. Let it be an invitation to reflection. Even in our flawed moments, faith offers a path forward, looking not at appearances, but at the heart within.